Hello and welcome to Sports News Africa, the home of Africa's sporting conversation. Let's take a look at the headlines. With just a few more weeks to go, Equatorial Guinea are rushing through their AFCON preparations. We'll bring you the latest from the Volvo ocean race that's crossing the Indian Ocean. And Kenya's Amputee footballers head to Mexico for the Amputee World Cup. Thank you for joining us on Sports News Africa. I'm Temesgen Devasai. There are just a few weeks to go before the Africa Cup of Nations gets underway in Equatorial Guinea. But having had to step in at the 11th hour to host the tournament, after the Equatorial Guineans have had very little time to get ready, it is reported that CAF has sent a 30-man delegation to the country to assist with the planning and organization of the tournament. We can now speak to South African sports journalist Mark Gleeson about this. Mark, what were your thoughts when you heard that Equatorial Guinea was chosen to be the emergency host of the finals?
Some surprise, because I think it will obviously be a very tough tournament to organize in a country where resources are not as fulsome as they might be elsewhere. But obviously at the same time, there was the countries weren't sort of jumping up and putting their hands up to take over the running of the Nations Cup from Morocco. So I suppose at the end of the day, they were fairly fortunate to get an alternative and have to now try and salvage something from a place where I think it's going to be very difficult to organise a competent Nations Cup.
In your opinion, does the country have the infrastructure and to cope with thousands of visitors that are expected?
Well, I think, first of all, that's an anomaly. I don't think there will be thousands of visitors expected. I think very few people will travel to watch the Nations Cup. Equatorial Guinea is notoriously difficult to get into, A, and B, there will be a shortage of facilities for everybody else except for the teams and the officials. I think Equatorial Guinea can barely has enough resources to host 16 sides and the entourages that they bring, plus, of course, a fairly large administration and referees, etc. I think the rest, media, fans, going to really struggle to find accommodation and facilities. And for that reason, I don't think there's going to be many travelling supporters. They weren't last time.
Now, Mark, in 2012, just two stadia were required, Malabo and Bata, but now Mongomo and Ebebein will be added to the mix. What do you know about these two cities and the logistics of supporters travelling between them?
I've never been to the two cities, but they have built new stadiums subsequent to the 2012 Nations Cup in both of those venues, so they're quite proud to show them off. They're not very big. There isn't much in the way of facilities in both of those places. And before, I don't think there'll be many supporters travelling. I don't think that's going to be a real issue.
And what other challenges do you think the Equatorial Guinean authorities face in preparing for this tournament?
Well, I think the challenges must be vast. I mean, to put together a massive tournament of this nature in such a short period of time is very difficult. It's not only a challenge for the authorities in Equatorial Guinea, it's for the Confederation of African Football and their various partners, because they're the ones ultimately who ensure a smooth running of the tournament. It's they who have to get the television infrastructure up, but that's a big part of it, because obviously the Nations Cup makes its money from the television pictures. And Equatorial Guinea really are just providing their facilities. There'll obviously be some challenges around visas and entry and exit to the country, although, those can be overcome. And challenges around logistics, transport, hotels, facilities, etc. So it's a big task for more than just Equatorial Guinea's authorities. It's a big task for CAF, the organisers, and they've obviously got to have a fairly strong team in place to ensure this thing runs smoothly.
Now, there are reports that CAF has sent a 30-man delegation to help with the preparations. What do you think they will be doing?
Well, everything, and it's not a delegation as such. Delegation kind of paints a picture of people coming in, having a quick look and leaving. They sent 30 people there permanently now to go and sort things out, to go and prepare, to make sure that the hotels are in place, to make sure the training grounds are ready, that the stadiums are okay, that the marketing and the advertising boards get put up, everything, are there buses to move the teams around, who's driving them, who's looking after the sides, what are they eating? Every conceivable aspect of this tournament has to now be covered by those 30 people from CAF.
Okay, Mark Gleeson, thank you for speaking to Sports News Africa. To other stories now, and the second leg of the Volvo Ocean Race is in progress, with overall leaders Team Abu Dhabi hoping to sail into their home port as stage winners. However, they face a strong challenge from Team Mapfre as the boats cross the Indian Ocean.
The second leg of the 2014-2015 Volvo Ocean Race is pressing on accordingly, with teams currently sailing through the Indian Ocean near the coast of Madagascar as they head north to Abu Dhabi. Spanish team Mapfre is currently leading, while first leg winners Team Abu Dhabi is second. But the 7 teams have been enduring harsh weather conditions as they race for the finish of the second leg in the Middle East. Rob Greenhall, a member of Team Mapfre, said they have had to push hard to stay in the lead.
It's great to be here. Great bunch of guys on the boat. The boat seems to be going fast as well, which is a bonus. And we're just pushing hard every day, trying to make our way to Abu Dhabi slowly.
Meanwhile, Ian Walker, Team Abu Dhabi captain, said they had encountered several challenges that have cost them a lead.
We've had a few mishaps on board, like a rip sail, broken steering gear, and now we find ourselves, a little bit on a limb with the fleet. So a little bit nervous at the moment, but the mood's fairly relaxed.
Nick Dana, a crew member of Alvi Medica USA, said they are aiming to overtake Team Mapfre as they hopefully win the leg.
So right now we are sharing the southern Indian Ocean with Mapfre and Dongfang, who have been duking it out for the last 2 days, right on top of each other. I think we've even heard them on the VHF at one point. A bit of banter back and forth.
The 7 teams docked off from Cape Town, South Africa 5 days ago and will be at sea for the next 22 days and will have covered 6,125 miles by the time they hit Abu Dhabi, where they will take a much-needed rest before embarking on the third leg to China. The Around the World race began on November 4th in Spain and will cover 11 ports and 38,739 nautical miles and will end in June 27, 2015 in Gothenburg, Sweden.
The Kenyan Amputee football squad will head off to Mexico ahead of the 2014 Football World Cup in that category. The Kenyan squad is made up of 14 players and hopes to bring the trophy back to Kenya for the first time. The tournament is due to kick off on November the 30th.
Kenya's amputee national football team is eyeing the 2014 World Cup trophy and has been making final preparations in readiness for Mexico. The team, under the watchful eye of coach Willis Odhiambo, has however not had an easy time due to lack of sufficient funding. The team's travel plans to Mexico nearly hit a snag this week, but the government intervened in the last minute. Despite the hardships, coach Odhiambo is optimistic his boys will make the country proud, but cited concern about the Russian team, which they have been pulled together.
The way I see the pool, it's a little bit tricky, but the challenge that we are going to get is from Russia, because they are more tactical, they are more of skillful, and they tend to they tend to play a tactical game.
Team captain Ibrahim Wafula, however, sees no challenge ahead and believes it's time the Gold Trophy came to Kenya. Turkey-based player Daniel Safari, who will play the crucial role of striker, said he was aware of the challenges ahead and is training to ensure success when they meet the Russians in the opening game.
We are a very strong team now, unlike before, and I believe we are going to bring the World Cup trophy back home.
So during the few days remaining, we want to train more and more, like shooting, shooting, because the game up there is difficult for us. It is our first time, and we have never met those guys before. So we want to train so fast.
The team jets out early next week to Mexico.
Welcome back to Sports News Africa. In the UEFA Champions League, there were 8 matches played across Europe on Tuesday. Paris Saint-Germain beat Ajax 3-1 to top Group F ahead of Barcelona. Lionel Messi broke the Champions League goal-scoring record with a hat-trick against Apoel Nicosia. He has now scored 74 goals in 91 matches. And Manchester City scored 2 late goals to beat 10-man Bayern Munich 3-2. And that's the end of Sports News Africa for today. We'll be back again tomorrow with more from the continent and around the world. Bye for now.